there is a lot more that have been happening in this street during my absence. Guys, you know my absence was catalyzed or has been fronted by the two funerals I've been having at home. Last week, we buried my brother, and this week, 2 days ago on a Saturday, we buried my granddad. That alone makes me a free man, though quite unfortunate, but those unprovided death or seldomly has been already done with. As now, I'm fine, and I thank everybody who reached me out, who contributed in one way or the other, though I didn't tell anyone to contribute, but they saw it twice. Those who reached, those who called me, thank you very much. At this trying moment, it's a time whereby we need support. But all has happened. Without wasting a lot of time, let me dive into the real issue. The real issue herein, Amqarol has been saying a lot of things. By the time I left and I went in oblivion, there are two videos that Amqarol did. One video was about Amqarol was summoned, and he claimed it today. Somebody sent her a message. We are going to look into that video so deeply. The second video was a video when Amqarol decided to attack D, or the D is just woken up and started striking people, giving them strike, and specifically at the people of Jamaicans. Well, I want to address those things because there is an irony. Why Jamaican people? Why not Kenyan people are using DEEMWANGO's video? Why the positive people? Why not the negative people who have been using DEEMWANGO's video? There lies a white elephant that I'll want to dive deep into it, then unravel the situation so that you get its true meaning and you get the fact going forward. So guys, if you're coming across of this channel for the very first time, kindly click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, YouTube shall notify you instantly. To my loyal subscriber, may God bless you abundantly. So let's dive in after the break. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Razak and this is my YouTube channel. So guys, we want just to dive in straight away before we forget everything, because my work herein is so simple. Simple in a way that I just need to serve you by facts. And I just need to ask several questions, then facts will reveal themselves. Not me, because the truth is so easy. Once you say the truth, it will set you free. Even the Biblos or the scripture dictates that kind of principle. So easy. Well, number one video, or first thing first, is about Amqarol talking that it was summoned by the DCI and DEEMWANGO is behind it. Well, the story we know, DEEMWANGO had promised that we'll deal with you. And DEEMWANGO also contemplated of arresting Amqarol. The question as to whether it was DEEMWANGO who did that and sent that text, or it was just a conjured kind of information that this lady just wanted to create drama in this YouTube street. Whether it was summoned or not summoned, there is one thing that I wanted us to look into that video, because if you remember, the lady who was boasting of knowing several government state officers now is here crying just because of a mere message that she was sent, and really confirms that she's not brave, confirms she's on a flight. You know, the ranting itself and telling people about the summon itself, about the message that somebody has sent, really speaks volume that this lady is on the run, that this lady is now fearing for his life, for her life, now informing majority of people of what might have transpired. Now, if you compare the video today, let's watch it then.
Talk, because YouTube has allowed this niche of someone sitting on their chair and talk about someone. You understand? Yes, we criticize. In fact, in Kenya, we criticize even our president. In fact, the people who talk about, actually the reactors who react on our president back in Kenya, Mr. Ruto, there are too many, like too many. They've never been like The president has never sent people to go and report their channels. The president, Mr. Ruto, has never sent them letters. The president has never sent them warning letters and all those things, because he also understands that it's freedom of speech. People are always entitled to their opinion. You come out here, you say, hey, Mr. President, what you did was not good. We are not happy because you did this and this, even if the person will become as petty as it is. It is reaction. And in fact, if my own president, Mr. Ruto, understands this, who are you not to understand that? Who are you not to understand that? Anyway, guys, the letter finally is here. I've been actually struggling with putting up the title of the video. As you can see on the title, finally, the letter is here. We are going to be checking on the details of the letter from the lawyer, guys. I had told you earlier that in case of anything, I will let you know. In case anything happens here or to me, I'll be the one to release the information. If I'm not releasing this information, then you can't hear it from anyone else, okay?
It's self-explanatory. The
So,
issue of
Chai
freedom
R,
of speech,
relax.
it's in Kenya. But there is limitations of that freedom of speech, that you cannot go beyond the red line. But what as Amqarol and the negative gang has been doing to the Amara family, they've been passing beyond the red line. And what is this red line herein? The red line herein is the freedom of speech has got responsibility for your action or for what you utter. The law stipulates that one into itself in its entirety. Therefore, nobody can tell you that in Kenya there's a freedom of speech that you can come and start abusing the president. Okay, it gives you that freedom. You can do whatever you want with the speech, but you must take the responsibility, because the limitation of such kind of vulgarity is the responsibility that an individual who might behave in a manner that demean the office of the president. That is self. This is the reasons why most of the presidents, or the president itself, and the occupants of the office, sometimes people tell you, do not abuse them. Because the moment you abuse the occupancy of that office, of the presidency itself, you demean that office. And this is the state organ and the symbol of the national unity in Kenya, the presidency itself. Therefore, anything that might portray that office in otherwise in itself, it's a subterfuge. It is akin of what we call, if you don't understand subterfuge, if what we call the treason itself. Therefore, refrain. So, do not buy a notion by Amqarol telling you that people do that and they go scot-free. People speak, because we have a vibrant constitution in Kenya that allow you to speak whatever you want. There are people who will take a podium, abuse the president, but what Carol doesn't tell you, where are these people? Others are behind the bars. Others are facing the treasonous charges. For example, we have a lady from our tribe called Maverick Atieno Aoko. At one point started tweeting and abusing the president. He has been sleeping with the president. Simply, she has been serving Mr. President the bearded meat. What happened? The lady was arrested, was put in comunicado for a period of 1 month. The family looked for her. What transpired? The lady is now facing treasonous charges just by abusing the president, which means the maverick or the vlogger itself must show responsibility, must take action for her whole responsibility of abusing the president. They don't tell you the consequences. We have another one called Cyprian Isnyakundi, my best vlogger forever. Before, he used to vlog so good things, advocacy, without abuse. But of late, his list is content with abuse and tribal connotations, which our constitution itself defy. What happened to Christian Nyakundi? Was arrested, 2 weeks in imprisonment, later was released on bail, and now the case itself adjourned, but the fine was about 5 million that he had to pay for the state officers that he has been abusing. These are the things that the negative reactors are never telling you. These are the facts. These are the facts. So the reasons why it's telling us that YouTube allows reaction. YouTube allows reaction and nobody can stop reaction. That is perfect. But YouTube does not allow vulgarity. YouTube does not allow false information. YouTube does not allow defamation. Even when it comes to defamation itself, when sued, YouTube will never defend you. Because that one would be a legal matter. Not because of YouTube. Nobody will sue YouTube. Somebody will sue you because you're the owner of the information. YouTube has given you the guidelines and rules on how you can portray yourself and rules to play with. But if you go against such kind of rules, therefore, YouTube will be censored or will be petitioned. Your video will be brought out and you'll be charged. Not by YouTube, but the person whom you've just portrayed in a manner that is so demeaning of their status going forward. So, this one must be sealed into the skull of Amqarol so that you get to know. You cannot take a chair, sit on a corner and start concocting things that are not factual, then abusing one family of the mother. So if at all you wrote a letter to by some kind of lawyer that we don't know where he came from or she came from, therefore that one is up to you. So case your action. But guys, another lie is, or if I ask you a question, who wrote this letter to Amqarol? Because the moment I saw the letter itself is not adding up. This letter, nobody never wrote that letter. Nobody's fan, diehard fan wrote that letter. It is the fan of the lazy gang who wrote the letter for content. Because Amqarol is looking for content of D. Because of now, he has been trending on D's and caster issues. Therefore, the continuation of such kind of bravado and constant vexations and drama of hyperbolic in nature must continue by somebody, or Amqarol herself wrote that letter with a particular kind of names to showcase that DEEMWANGO diehard fans are summoned her. Yet there's nothing like that. So it's just content creation that's going forward. So you best believe Amqarol at your own risk. So Amqarol must know that whatever you've been indulging into in the name of vexations and reaction is not reaction. It is actually an abuse. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that one will be a question I need to ask. Forward. Why is DEEMWANGO striking people? It's a question that the lazy gang are asking. And the question also I'm asking because there is something I want to reveal unto it, and there's something I want you to understand. The next thing that I'm also asking is it really sure that it is DEEMWANGO who's doing that, or there is a game plan elsewhere by the lazy gang to portray DEEMWANGO of something that DEEMWANGO is not? I believe that it is a game plan, an objective that these people now want to portray DEEMWANGO in a manner that is not well. But the question that majority of people are asking, what is their main mission and objective of portraying DEEMWANGO of tracking Jamaicans? Why not Kenyans? Why not other people? And why not negative reactors, only positive reactors? The objective itself, I will answer or unravel that kind of objective at the progression stages of this video only after you've watched.
DEEMWANGO just decided just from nowhere to wake up and strike people who've been using her videos. The strike is for the people who are using her videos. It doesn't matter whether they are private, whether they're positive or negative. It didn't matter. She just had to come in and strike the people who are using her videos. There's a way, guys, for creators, they understand how these videos are being used on this. Like right now, like when I'm using her videos, you know, you can't do a strike when my screen is in between my face and your video. But if your video is full here on the screen, then I can get the strike. That's how it happens. And you know, sometimes people will think like, since I'm talking positively, let me use the full screen on my video. Just because I'm talking about her positively, Let me just copy her thumbnail. Let me just use her thumbnails. But you see, guys, it is against YouTube guidelines. You don't do that. And that is why you saw DEEMWANGO and African Tigress. They had an issue with the thumbnail that was copied. She also received a strike. She also received that. She also received her own, you understand? So it's all, it doesn't matter, like when you're talking about negative or positive. If you're a creator, you just have to be smart on how to do your art. Pulling someone's video and pulling a whole screen on your channel is very wrong according to YouTube. So because YouTube will show her, YouTube will tell her, if she checks on the copyright tool, it will tell her, this person used to your video like this, like this. This person used to your video like this, like this. You understand? So she will never care whether you are talking positively or negatively. When it comes to DEEMWANGO, she doesn't care. Others might care, because I also have people who have copied my thing, and my tool is showing me. I will show you guys. I have 3 people that I don't even see the reason why I should send them copyrights. Like, they are doing their thing. I won't mind them using my video. In fact, one of them picked my whole video. He used the whole video in his channel. But I never even thought of, like, let me strike or something, It doesn't matter. But now, tell me the reason why DEEMWANGO could just wake up and start striking the people who are praising her. In the comment section, guys, when I checked on this lady's channel, I'm telling you, people were cursing DEEMWANGO like something else. And you know how Jamaicans do it. Go and check on her comment section. You won't be shocked. Yani, it's like DEEMWANGO just spread her caca all over Jamaica right now as we speak. I don't know if she will ever go back. You see, this is the kind of thing that we always say, the burning of bridges that they usually do. You go to a place, you pretend, and you'll be like, lying to the people around how you love their country and stuff. But yourself, you know what you came there to pick. You don't love them. You don't like them. You don't even want to be close to. You don't want even to be friends with them. When you leave your caca smelling behind. And that is exactly what DEEMWANGO did to this lady over here.
Brand new car. And guys, all I did was use 2 minutes of her clipping and was talking positive, was talking good things about this girl. All I do come out was talking good about this girl. I love what she do, because you have some people out there, they have money, they have this, and they are not going to do certain things with their parents.
The video itself is self-explanatory. If you could really understand that it deceived, therefore the question that I have answered will give you the fact itself. That is my job here. No need to struggle. Only the person who have got aware the riddle and you attended some class and did some literature, this something is so easy to understand. But the lazy gang thinks that we don't have the metal to attack them, or rather to counter-attack what they spew on this YouTube street. Well, the question is, why DEEMWANGO strike Jamaicans instead the lazy gang? The question I should be asking myself, why hasn't DEEMWANGO struck the lazy gang? Why has DEEMWANGO even struck me, a positive reactors in Kenya, and all of them? Why only in Jamaica? Well, this is the narrative that is being created by the lazy gang, and they're using some kind of people, whether they're Jamaican or not, because the objective is they've realized DEEMWANGO has been loved by Jamaicans, the Jamaican who was the good people. But this is the narrative that now they want to try, because they've tried a lot of things. If you can see the Kino, the wife here, DEEMWANGO, a lot of propaganda. Even Kino himself hasn't taken that kind of propaganda seriously, because Kino, a very gentleman, knows all the rumors on this YouTube street and has taken it low. They've tried to separate Kino and DEEMWANGO. They've tried to separate Kino with Sean Arwa. Now they're trying. If you go and check on Nairobi Teacher, the video he did. Now they've left DEEMWANGO striking Jamaicans. Now they've come into Kino's, and now they've come into Arwa, because their main function is to destroy and deplatform DEEMWANGO, because they know the majority of supporters of the Amqarol families are from Jamaicans. They did it with Cecil. They tried doing it with Jamaican uncle. Has never worked. They've tried it with Dante. It has never worked. Only the weakest, or the wicked, the weak people, or the feeble in mind will fall for such kind of cheap propaganda, which are never making sense. The question is, if DEEMWANGO haven't tried anything to even give a positive reactors from Kenya a strike, or even from Uganda a strike, why would DEEMWANGO decide to do or give a Jamaican a strike? If you go by the nations, how many number of videos that some Jamaican who are negative reactors, who are supporting the negative gang, have been doing, and DEEMWANGO has even given a strike? Why would DEEMWANGO go to a positive reactor to give a strike? The answer is this: is a narrative sustained by the negative reactors to portray DEEMWANGO and lure the Jamaicans to the platform DEEMWANGO, which hasn't worked. Because I'm very happy the Jamaicans themselves have already notified that this is a campaign that's going around, that people are now reaching some positive reactors from Jamaican also to behave the same way like some Kenyans reactors are behaving, which is quite unfortunate if Jamaicans are doing such kind of things. Number two, what they want to do is again to create a commotions within DEEMWANGO and Jamaicans. That's why you see Amqarol is telling us, if you go to the chart of the chart that lady did, the Jamaicans are talking. I went to that chart, and the thread looking them through, yes, Jamaicans were complaining. But when I was now doing screening and looking each of them, I later came and found those were the Jamaicans who are bad minds, just like the lazy gang in Kenya, just like the lazy gangs of the two Nigerians, Nigerian, that's Black Beauty and Modesta. They were there, not from DEEMWANGO's cohorts, not from DEEMWANGO's positive vibes. These were the bad-minded people who were complaining, not the Jamaicans. I saw others even threatening D, that let D try coming to Jamaica. Whether D will return back to Kenya is another story to tell. That one is a threat. Are you there? You remember the threat that they also tried threatening Jamtuas of the same. Because Jamtua came and told people, do not threaten D. D, you're welcome to Jamaica. Go to Jamaica and do whatever you want to do over there. They also came for Jamtuas. So this is just to tell you the perception, the motive, the objective of the lazy gang. Because they've tried everything. They've been beaten hands down. Now, they need to do any other things for content-wise to portray DEEMWANGO, that DEEMWANGO doesn't like Jamaicans. Their main headache is the love, the filial love, the agape's love that DEEMWANGO is being shown by Jamaican people. And that is why they were at the neck of Cecil. They're at the neck of Jamaican uncle or any other kind of Jamaicans who are helping the Aymaras family. So that is the fact that majority of people must know. So do not fall into the trap that DEEMWANGO is the one who gives stuck these people. Those are just kind of a story. Somebody might have just created anything, edit, portray, bring it to this YouTube street and start doing reaction going forward. Let me know your thought at the comment section. Until next time, this is Senior Zach.